You mentioned earlier when you were describing some of the cutting edge technologies that you were using, you mentioned data and analytics.
Mhm.
How important is it to be a data driven enterprise for your company?
Yeah, I would say it's obviously, like most companies, I would certainly say it's a very important part of who we are. But it's a piece of the picture. It's not the whole picture. Um, we certainly pride ourselves on the service that we provide. And I know people say that in so many ways, and it's really truly not a platitude here. We really do pride ourselves on the levels of service that we do, and our customers truly appreciate it. And so the data aspect of things, being data driven, is kind of colored through that filter, through that lens that says, okay, well, how can we use that to make sure that we're providing the level of service that our customers expect, and to delight them with an experience that's beyond what they expected. And so we use data to get insights into our markets, and figure out ways that we can help our customers better. So we're definitely applying it, but it's not a substitute for leadership and innovation. It's really, we view it as a key tool, and a very powerful one in support of our customer service initiatives.
A lot of people talk about return on investment, how critical that is for any initiative or project. Sometimes with technology projects, they might not have a direct impact on the bottom line, but they ultimately have an impact. How do you quantify value if it's not directly tied to the bottom line?
Yeah, that is a challenge, I think, for a lot of organizations. In our company's leadership team, we work really closely together, as a unit to craft our business strategy that I alluded to earlier. I mean, it's not a once a year on paper kind of an exercise. It's an ongoing, evolving animal. And as we do that, we weave into those plans a set of expectations that are financial oriented in many cases, but in many cases other things. Those expectations are set in part through a very collaborative effort with lots of different aspects of IT. So, for example, our BI group that's doing all the analytics on data, our enterprise applications area, our project management organization, the infrastructure team that says, okay, well, how do we support all that? So definitely has an IT bend on it, but we're also working with our comrades in the other functional areas as well in parallel. So we look at the fundamental business objective, break it down into, okay, well, what functional areas does it touch on? And then we coordinate those things together. And through that exercise, set what those expectations are about, well, what are the returns that we should anticipate? And just like the other businesses can bring strategic projects forward, that's in support of the business, that require different kinds of characteristics, including IT. IT can bring projects forward, that are maybe infrastructure oriented, or technology, and a technology advancement, moving from just say just plain audio conferencing to Teams or something like that. We can bring those things forward, and sometimes they have a pure financial play. We're just going to save money by moving to a new package, but most often it's that blended approach. Then, just like with the business projects, we're doing a negotiations back and forth to understand what that looks like.
You mentioned multiple times throughout how important people are and how critical that is for success for you and the organization. So one last question before we end. What is your secret to recruiting and retaining top technical talent?
Wow. Well, I'd say first off, yeah, as you said at the outset, I've only been here a short time, but I am very fortunate to have come in to manage an A team right out of the gate. I'm just very excited to have a group of people that are as talented and creative as they are. And really, kind of back to that earlier point I made about active learners, they're all active learners that really are seeking adjacencies for things that we're doing. So they're constantly saying, hey, we have an opportunity here. I sat in on a meeting and I heard this, and this, and it's like we're getting this business intelligence about what's going on, and they're embedded with the different functional aspects of the company. So it's really fun to work with them. And so I guess to kind of to keep that ball rolling, my management style is what I call orient and support. So I view my role as to help orient the staff towards our business priorities. That's number one. And so I'm the glue between the executive leadership team that says, okay, here's what we're trying to accomplish from a business standpoint, and I can help to translate that into technology terms for my team and orient them in the right direction with the right kinds of basic tech priorities. But then, once that's accomplished, then I and the IT team, we collaborate to refine a vision of, okay, well, what does that mean? What are the guidelines, or what are the guardrails that keep us on the right track, longer term? And then through that, develop some specific initiatives, and then I can move into what I call that support mode, where I'm just getting obstacles out of people's way and helping them to thrive, in their area of expertise. And so, like I say, the secret sauce is really to surround yourself with great people. Let them loose, let them be creative, and get them engaged with the business, and then try and stay out of their way as much as possible. And so, like I say, it's exciting to be a part of a team that has a lot of those attributes as I just come in, and I'm excited to recently added some more people that are of that same ilk, that we're going to have a lot of fun together in developing our projects going forward.
Well, it sure sounds like a great place to work, and I wish you nothing but continued success. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for all those that are watching for participating in the ComSpark CDO Magazine Lingaro Tech Talks. Take care.
Thank you, Patrick.